everybody, welcome to the Legacy Universe. It's me, Ash.
And it's me, John.
And today we are discussing the season finale of The Boys.
Oh boy.
Season 2, episode 8. Wow. Usually in our videos, we give our highlights and theories. This will be more of a highlight focused video as the season has ended. Mm-hmm. And even though it has a few questions left, like up in the air, it wasn't a cliffhanger of an episode. It actually came full circle really nicely, in our opinion. So we have a couple of highlights. We do have a couple of questions for certain characters, and we finally know who was exploding heads.
Oh my god.
Which was a great twist.
And out of the blue, I don't think there was any absolute theory that anyone had that would resemble exactly what we saw.
We are very, very excited to talk about the season finale. I want to start with some general thoughts. What were your general thoughts on this season finale of The Boys, season 2?
Freaking fantastic. I was, again, since last episode, I was blown away. And this episode actually shocked me from a lot of stuff that happened. And, excuse me, I barfed. He
farted.
Anyway, yeah, it was so amazing because it had you on the edge of your seat.
I was gonna say,
every single moment. You had no freaking idea what was gonna happen. My heart was pounding every time I saw Stormfront, Homelander, Butcher, where we saw Becca that was running, and I was like, oh my goodness, this is an hour and 7 minutes.
I think it was, yeah.
And they give you a lot in an hour and 7 minutes, which is pretty good, and I so much appreciate that from this TV show.
Yeah.
It was amazing. I mean, I really want to go into detail, but I'm going to let you give your general thoughts as well, because
I thought that, like you said, there was a lot of tension building up to this episode. I thought that they played it nicely. It wasn't like a punch in the face. And I think it was because since they ended season 7 in such a high note.
Yeah.
They probably want to give... They
season 7?
Oh, sorry. Episode 7.
Oh, I was like, wait. Am I live? No, déjalo que se joda.
Guys, we are not functioning properly. It's Homelander's fault.
That guy. The true mother's milk.
I thought that since episode 7 ended.
Sorry, guys, we're just...
I think that since episode 7 ended on such a high note, they wanted to give probably the audience some, room to breathe and get accustomed.
Yeah.
And all of the good stuff started from the half all the way up until the end. And I honestly felt really satisfied with how they did the season finale.
Yeah.
Because I really feel that even though there's quite a few unanswered questions still pertaining to certain characters, the cycle of what was happening to the boys from season 1, that was them trying to stop Vought, it did come full circle in some way, shape, or form. Not fully, because Vought is still there, but then there's some other things happening inside of Vought that we're gonna get into our highlights. It made us cry in specific scenes that we're gonna get into. But I thought it was a great season finale.
Yeah.
Honestly, I was expecting something way worse. A really bad cliffhanger. I sat down and I was literally waiting for the worst to happen.
It kind of did,
but it wasn't what I was expecting in a good way. I want to get into our first highlight, which is
Homelander's
soft side with his son Ryan. These scenes really surprised me, because we got to see a side of Homelander that I never expected.
I'm feeling it right now, even.
It was pretty sweet. It was...
I felt it.
I don't know. Homelander was very grounded in these scenes. And I actually enjoyed his relationship with Ryan, the little time that they spent with each other.
Yeah. You got to give it to the writers, creator, and this actor, where
Anthony Starr is so believable.
and he's great. And the toll, I think the toll that he has on this character, the toll that this character has on being portrayed in two different, maybe even three different type of personalities that he has to show. Where, you know, there's the real side, there's the fake side, which is for the world, but there's also this side where it's in between both, where he truly loves the world and he wants to do great by his son. And, you know, it's a mixture. Because as we saw him throughout the first and the beginning of second season, you see how his character was actually evolving into something else, but then was brought down again. And then, you know, his personality kept on changing.
And I have to say that seeing Homelander in this element with his son, I was actually seeing a true superhero.
Yes, and that's exactly how I felt.
It felt very heartwarming. It felt really nice to see this kind of Homelander. And even though he's enraged by, you know, the finale of this episode, I'm hoping that they'll bring that back in season 3 in some way. So I really like that.
And
really like
there's
that.
a particular scene that actually kind of showed me how he truly loved his son. When they went to a restaurant, a Vought, a very like popular one, and everybody was like, "Oh, dang!" It's Homelander, and they started not harassing them. Because, you know, they were more obliged to, you know, take pictures and all that. But the kid itself has never been around a lot of people like that. He was getting anxiety. And he was like, oh my gosh. And then when Homelander actually looked for his kid, he saw that he was like, you know, feeling troubled. So he said, okay, come on. All right, guys, back up.
He wanted his son's safety over the love of the people.
Exactly. The way it rips you apart, like in every single side, man.
Homelander was doing this because he had such a rough childhood,
and he said it.
And he says it in the episode. He doesn't want Ryan to go through that again. Every time we talk about the boys.
Yeah. Sorry, guys, we gotta go.
Guys, Bob's here. Bye. The second highlight that we have is it kind of confirms a theory that we discussed in previous episodes, and it's that A-Train took some information from the collective church to help Starlight and the boys. He basically takes a file where Stormfront's information, it has everything from her pictures to her wedding when she was, you know, a Nazi, and well, she's still a Nazi, but you guys know what I mean. It was her complete file, and Starlight and Huey leak it to the press, and then from that moment on,
everything went.
That shit's crazy.
So we had a theory, and this is when Starlight was accused of, you know, the Compound B thing. We had a theory that she was going to join the boys, and we also had a theory that A-Train, since he was kicked out of the 7, and he was talking a lot more to Starlight. They had like a back and forth thing going on, that he was gonna eventually help the boys.
I love A-Train, man. Actually, he grew up me.
He was great in the season.
Yeah.
He got more development in the season, and I really liked what they did with A-Train, because he was like the sneaky bastard.
Yeah.
And then he sneaked it out to Starlight and the boys, and then they rewarded him with coming back into the 7. And the Deep is no more.
Yeah. Which that actually still in the what do you call it?
Up in the air.
Up in the air, because that person died, which is going to be another highlight.
Yeah.
And we don't know. But going back to Stormfront, oh my gosh, this woman was truly a Nazi. I don't know if saying this word actually, you know, is something bad. I don't know.
And that brings us to it's a highlight, but it's just something that baffled me that she said to Ryan.
Yeah.
So there's a scene in this episode when they are trying to train Ryan into using his laser eyes, and he's not getting it. So you have Homelander and Stormfront. Homelander is trying to be like very sweet, very like, it's okay, don't sweat it. And then Stormfront looks at Ryan and she's like,
Ryan, honey, this is not working right now.
Yeah.
Because people are afraid of us. And people want to get rid of people that look like us.
People that look like us.
And then she looked at the kid and she said,
It's called white genocide.
And I
Yo,
lost my
Yo, not even just us. Homelander just looked at her and he was like,
Yeah, he was like, bro.
What are you? What?
I'm like, what the hell?
But the funny thing is that it was so great that this character was developed this way, because then it built up to the sweetest moment in the show.
Yes, and that is our fourth highlight. Guys. Queen Maeve.
What's that?
Me clapping. Sorry. He hates that.
I hate that.
Queen Maeve is finally redeemed in this episode. We have been waiting for Queen Maeve to have her spotlight in this season. It wasn't working for us. Last episode, it was getting there. This episode,
it finally got
kicked some booty. So
yes.
she gets a visit from Starlight and Huey, and they're asking her to testify against Vought so they can bring Vought down. She tells them, "Oh, get the out of my apartment."
Mm-hmm.
They leave, but then in this scene where they're trying to rescue Ryan, she shows up. You have these three women kicking Stormfront's butt, and I cannot tell you guys.
I was screaming of the excitement.
After she said the white genocide thing, I cannot tell you guys how much I enjoyed seeing this woman being kicked.
And I think it was
Like,
purposefully done.
I was like
they did, we're gonna write this line so that when you get beat up, it's sweeter.
Yo, but
But
oh
it
my
was
God.
so amazing because that was like,
great.
you cannot deal with us three.
Yep.
We're gonna kick your ass, and then you're not gonna get up. And because it was so overwhelming, Stormfront had to just electrocute herself and fly out.
Listen, she left like the scaredy cat that she was.
Yeah, she left after
because
she
they
got
were
her
winning. And Queen Maeve is now, ella es la cheche of the seven. So she's taking charge in the seven because she confronts Homelander. She had the famous airplane video.
Yeah.
And she says,
No way
if
in
you don't
hell.
stop, I'm going to put this video out there. And he's just like, well, I'm going to destroy everything. And she's just like, great. Just do it.
As long as people don't love you anymore.
Mm-hmm. And she basically has Homelander by the balls.
The balls. And it's pretty much is like
now
she
he
said.
has to say everything. He has to do everything that she says.
Yeah, so pretty much he can't do anything.
So we have two highlights left. Highlight number 5 is a sad one. I think it was a really sad scene to watch, and it's the fact that Becca dies in this episode, and she is killed by Ryan by mistake. Because again, Ryan doesn't know how to control his powers.
Yeah. And
he was feeling very angry at Stormfront because Stormfront was choking the life out of Becca.
Yeah.
And he erupted. It doesn't kill Stormfront, but we'll get into that later on. But it killed Becca.
Yeah. And
this was a very, I thought it was I can't even think about it because like it was such a mixture of like a hard scene to watch because you have Butcher who's trying to save her and she's like bleeding everything out, and then you have the poor kid, man. It was crying in the corner. He couldn't even go up to his mom.
He was just crying and he was just apologizing. He was saying, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. There's a moment where you could definitely see Butcher talking to Becca and they have this conversation where she's saying he's good. It's not his fault. He's good. Mm-hmm. Like he was trying to protect me, but he didn't know how much power he could release with this. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And Butcher's crying while he's holding her neck because she's bleeding out.
It's the first time that we see Butcher
cry like that.
Yeah.
And I mean, Carl Urban is a great actor. He's a great actor. Mm-hmm. And seeing this strong, determined, doesn't give a shit about anybody type of man cry instantly like this, mm-hmm. and with the love of his life just dying, of course he's gonna break. Yeah. Because that was his only weakness. And he was like, that's funny because that was his only weakness. Now that his only weakness is gone, you know what's gonna happen. Well, after that, we get a moment where Butcher's getting a little bit angry, and he's actually reaching for a crowbar, and we were like, oh my God, Butcher, like, no. Just control yourself. The minute he turns around completely in anger, he actually just turned around because he heard the wind as Homelander was landing. Mm-hmm. Homelander finishes off the guys in the cabin, but he's landing and he sees Stormfront. Stormfront got the Anakin Skywalker treatment.
It was so, like, the makeup was so
hell yes,
great. And when she was moving her arm and you could see the bone, I was just
it was fantastic.
I mean, great, man.
You could literally,
oh my God.
having experience in knowing exactly what it is, you could see like normally they had like green screen on your arms, it's like an entire glove, like a gauntlet, all the way up to here and up to the legs, up to the knees, and then they work their magic with just making it disappear, and then the end looking like it's.
But she looked
nasty.
Wow, she looked nasty. She was just like
They're
babbling.
German. She was talking,
she was
speaking
babbling
German.
in German.
It's
and
like half of her brain where her intellect in English was gone.
Yep.
It was insane. Stormfront is still alive. Some people think that she's dead. No.
Nah.
They actually say it in the episode. Stormfront is kept isolated.
Somewhere.
Somewhere secret. The last
That's the
episode.
thing, though. I just remembered she can regenerate.
Yeah, she can regenerate.
So Stormfront is not done.
Stormfront is not done. She's gonna come back.
Yep, she can regenerate. But I think she's gonna regenerate, and they're just gonna change her look, because that's what they did when she was Lady Liberty. She had a look, and in a Stormfront, it was a different look. So,
maybe what if they jump back to what the comics were, where he was actually a man? Maybe this is the chance that they get to bring her back as a man. Mm-hmm. And one last thing from this highlight and from this scene was that when Homelander finishes watching Stormfront burnt, he says, like, Ryan, did you do this? And the kid is afraid, like, yeah. And he says, yeah, but yeah. And then he says, come here. And as he says that, we can see Ryan slowly but surely walking to Butcher's side.
Butcher.
And because
his mom said
because when they were in the cabin and they were looking for him, he said, Mom, who's that? And Becca told them, that's my husband.
So we're gonna get into our final highlight. I left this for the end because we gotta talk about this, you guys. We finally get to see in this episode who is the person who was exploding heads throughout the whole season. And we said that we thought that it was somebody from the Collective Church. And there was people talking about Edgar. And there was people talking about Cindy. But then, as we know, Cindy compresses.
And she never came back.
But that doesn't mean that she is out of the show. She will probably be back in season 3. And none of our theories.
I think nobody's theories
were the right ones, because Congresswoman Victoria Newman, the Congresswoman that was at the trial, scared, baffled by the head exploding.
It was so amazing how they did that.
It was her, you guys. She's got powers, and she was blowing heads off.
And how we got to know is that she is walking on a street.
She's talking
to the
Alistair,
the head of the church. And as they hang up, because they were, what do you call this? Conspiring against Vaughn, quote unquote. She walked up to the fence. We didn't see that, but we see his head go off.
Which was not a surprise. I was like,
the way that it was set up, the way that the camera was set up,
his head is gonna blow.
I was like, something's. I didn't say the head, but I said, like, in my mind, something's gonna happen.
Yep.
And then when we see from the window how the camera goes out, it was her. Yep. And I was like, oh my jeez.
Well, I gotta say, that was a really interesting twist, because I was reading comments earlier on because Amazon was like, on their Facebook, like, throw your theories out. Who do you think is doing this and that? Everybody said it was either Edgar or Cindy. A lot of people were still saying that it was Cindy. Or the Collective Church. Yep. Most people were convinced that it was somebody from the Collective Church.
And in a way, it might have been, but it was just an association. I think that if this is true, what she's doing with the presidency, I think she has a better position to actually have control of the nation with that. Because honestly, even if you have all the power in the world, you just want to be safe and be able to manipulate enough things for everything to be in your favor, because with just your power, people could probably kill you and that's it. We don't know the extent of her power. If he could just blow people's head off or blow everything off, in terms of matter and whatever organs and all that kind of stuff. We don't know if she's invulnerable to a whole bunch of stuff. But I think she's playing it smart, and I think this is the smartest character aside from Edgar that is planning on something in particular. Because again, I don't think she's aligned with VOD and or Stormfront's plans, because I think her nationality, from the looks of it, is Middle Eastern. So
you think she might be a soup terrorist?
What? I think she's trying to become president. I think that's it. To try and open the walls for her people to come legally and bring her soups like that, at what you just said. So if she can control the minds and the brains of the people, like she can literally, looks like she can blow masses of people with just looking, boom, look, boom, 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 boom. But how fast can she look? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think yes, there is a plan, but I think it's more in control of the government. And as she works her way up, she'll have more control over it. But I think that's her goal, to go up to the presidency and be in control of like CIA, FBI, and all this kind of stuff.
Okay.
And
she already has a connection with CIA.
Yes, exactly. Oh yeah, Mallory.
Yep.
But now we have Huey wanting to work for her.
Gonna work for
she almost freaked out because she thought she got caught by Huey. As you see her face, she thought that Huey knew about her.
Yep.
Like, you're the soup that's killing everybody. But no, she then like kind of chillaxed. And then, okay, let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Because we see how Butcher got offered, and his team got offered a position on a subdivision actually funded by the government, kind of under the CIA, to keep tabs on soups.
But I think it's kind of,
which is fantastic. And that actually it follows in tail with the comics, because they actually in the future turn out to be.
But I think it's under her wing.
Under
the congresswoman.
Under the congresswoman.
She's the one that's funding it.
Yeah, so she's gonna be So man, I don't know. Either is she really a villain, or she is somebody in between.
Maybe she just wants to get rid of all the soups and have soup terrorists. Like,
we don't know, man.
I don't know, but I think she's gonna make for a very interesting character and a very interesting plot for season 3.
It's possible. I will not say for a fact, but Butcher's gonna work for the CIA and keeping tabs on the soups, because what else has he got? Nothing. Now all he got is trying to protect the boy. And he actually gave him to Mallory for the custody, to be protected and being raised correctly. I think that's the the theory that also got revealed. Remember in one of the episodes, I don't know which one episode it was, but in 4th or 5th, I said that the boy was the only contingency plan against Homelander.
Yep.
And I was smiling through my freaking ears and saying, yes, the theory came true.
Yep.
And there was a moment where Butcher actually called Edgar.
That was a great scene too.
Yes, and they had a plan like, hey, I need you to tell me where Homelander is, because I need to get that kid. Are you really gonna let Homelander keep? Are you really gonna let Homelander keep the only contingency plan you have against him?
Yep.
So you better be doing a better job in hiding him next time. One theory, two theories, boom! I got it. We got it.
Sweet, bro.
Yeah.
So to finish off this video, we're just gonna jump into honorable mentions. We have 2. I'm gonna talk about that later. Wait, I'm gonna say that first. Our first honorable mentions is that the boys. Stop laughing.
Because I know which one it is.
The boys, they finally get a break. Like I said at the beginning of this video, it turns out to be a full circle. They have a break for now. I feel like as soon as season 3 jumps in, and what do you know, maybe season 3 will be like a year after these events, something like that. And then,
because the thing is that
stuff will happen.
They're not fugitives anymore. They're clear. So this one, they could probably be just protected by the government and doing the job.
I thought that was really nice, because since season 1, these poor guys have been like on top of bot, and things would get worse and on the run. And it was finally good to see Kimiko and Frenchie start their relationship. Huey gets a job and he ends up with Starlight. Good. And
that was funny. The scene at the bench.
And the bench. From
Huey,
last episode?
No, Huey and
Oh, yeah. Mother's Milk goes back to his family, and Butcher,
he's alone.
Yeah, but he's still mourning Becca, so
yeah.
he's gonna have a rough time.
He's
a lone wolf. So the second honorable mention that I have, there is a scene with Homelander. It's always a Homelander scene.
It's a signature Homelander.
There was a scene towards the finale of the episode
with
Homelander where he is masturbating
in the highest building
on top of a building. I don't know if it's the bot building. I don't know. But something I wanted to tell you that I read today was that
I can do whatever. Well, he's saying that while he's doing that.
It was an awkward scene, but it was Homelander.
It was so funny.
It was a Homelander type of thing. But something that I have to tell you was that Eric Kripke actually said that they had filmed a scene like that in season 1.
Mm-hmm.
And he wanted to include it. But Amazon was like, no, that's too much. So the rumor is that scene that we saw was actually a scene that was filmed in season 1. That Amazon was like, I think it's okay now that you can bring it back.
Oh, for sure. And
then they put it in the second season. That's what I heard.
That was great. That was great.
It was awkward, but it was funny.
I can do whatever I want.
Last thing.
One last highlight for me. The honorable mention is because all of this has happened and Queen Maeve has him by the go nuts. And like everything's burning around Homelander because now he's feeling stuck.
He lost control.
Now he lost control. Now he's stuck. He doesn't know what to do. There was a great close up of him, losing the. Oh.
No, it's the scene.
Oh, sorry. It was this scene.
That's why I picked it.
Yes. This actual scene.
It was a perfect representation.
It was a perfect representation of where he is right now in the state of mind.
Yep.
Where it started doing a close up, and you see that he's losing his mind, and then they do a close up on his eyes, his pupil is breaking in like darkness, and you see like little bits and pieces. It's like, whoa, this guy is gonna break dark in I don't know what season.
He's broken.
This guy is going to
lost
lose
control. He lost his son. He lost Stormfront. So he is, unless they bring Stormfront back, but he has completely lost everything.
The only thing he has is something that's really not filling the void, which is the love of the people.
Yep. And milk.
And milk. And milk. Yes. I'm so happy that they actually did a weekly showing of the videos. I know other people were pissed that they wanted it binge watch it.
Episodes.
Oh, sorry.
You always do it.
No. I'm so glad that they did weekly episodes.
You said videos.
I said videos? Oh my gosh. They did weekly episodes on of The Boys.
Oh yeah.
Some people were pissed and they wanted to binge watch it. I say no. Because you need to marinate on how good this episode was, and you want that anticipation to get more. And be patient, man. Wait for it. Like that thing of, oh, you have something to do on Friday. I can't wait to go home and watch The Boys on Friday.
I can't wait till midnight.
Yeah,
yeah, guys, that's gonna be all of our highlights and thoughts and discussion for the season finale of The Boys season 2. We can't wait for season 3. We can't wait to see Jensen Ackles in season 3.
Oh my gosh. And it keeps bringing me back.
And I really hope that for season 3, they actually bump up the episodes to 10.
Please.
Hear me out, 10, Amazon. Come on.
And then the last episode, 2 hours.
I would take that.
2 hours.
I would take if they do it well. Even though we are not going to be discussing The Boys anymore, we are transitioning into another Eric Kripke show because Supernatural has launched its final 7 episodes of this final season, which is going to be very, very hard for us because
every other Friday we're going to watch it.
This show means a lot, so we're going to see it every Friday, and now on the weekends we are going to be discussing all of the episodes that will lead up to the grand finale of this epic show and the Winchester's brothers journey. Stay tuned for that coming up.
Thank you again, guys, for watching. Please hit the like button if you like the video. Subscribe so you can keep getting informed on these videos, new videos that we give out about games, mobile games, video games, and PlayStation, and discussions and trailer reactions. I hope you enjoyed all our content. We really want to keep bringing you more stuff like this so that you could have something to expect. And don't forget to go to geekweekend.com as our sponsor right here. They have great merchandise, great t-shirts, great collectibles, and their hero system is the best backpack you can have for Comic-Con conventions or any conventions for that matter. It has the utmost best security where you can store your pops, your comic books, even your systems.
Yeah.
Your systems like Switch, PlayStation. It has the size for it with the utmost security. So remember, guys, pre-order it because it is of great value, I promise.
Thank you guys again. Stay safe. Have a great weekend. And we will see you soon with more fun content heading your way. So, bye.
Bye-bye.